Hi there and welcome to the second official Eunoia video blog or vlog. That was awful. Anyway, welcome to our second official vlog. Right now, as anyone who's a regular follower of the blog will know, we're no longer in work. We are taking a week off before we head off to New York next Monday, so less than a week now. Amazing to think, really. The subject of this vlog is actually work. We've been requested to do a little bit more on the work side of things, basically what we've been doing for the last 4 weeks, but didn't really feel like there was anything of substance there, so we'll try and do a mishmash of everything now. So basically a working day for us for the last few weeks has been get up about 7 AM, eat breakfast, go off with Sean, get dropped off on his way to work at the place that we have been working. And work technically starts at 8 there, so we get assigned our jobs for the day and then spend X amount of time till 12:30 working. 12:30 go to the Chinese or Carl & Son's, the local bakery, and then for 1:30 we'd be back at the workshop doing whatever. So what kind of jobs did we do? For the first few weeks we were really just organising the workshop itself, so we tidied everywhere, swept everywhere, washed everywhere, hopefully adequately. And we've had some photographs of that up online for a while now in one of the photo albums, so you can go check that out. We washed some cars and cleaned some dinghies. Cleaning dinghies is probably the funnest thing. It's basically haul them out the water, flip them over. That sounds really tough and manly, but we have cranes and things to do it all for us. And then scrape all of the barnacles and seaweed and shrimps and things off the bottom. Throw that all in the lagoon. Coat some highly toxic blue stuff on it. It's slightly more complicated than that. There's acid and some other things that you've got to kind of use to get rid of the barnacle residue and stuff like that, but pretty much that's it. You scrape it, anti-foul it, and stick it back in the water. I suppose it's worth mentioning that we learnt how to drive the dinghies, Mike more so than me. And then came Kanaloa. So Kanaloa was really good fun. Mike's already mentioned her. She was a great big gunboat, which isn't what you think it was. First time I heard gunboat, I thought one of those kind of torpedo-shaped super powerboat things. But apparently not. Apparently it's a catamaran, and it's not what I think quite a few people think of it is. It's not a hunting boat. It's not like one of these great big harpoon vessels. And it's basically called a gunboat because it goes fast, very, very fast. It can basically match the wind. So basically we had to replace the windows in it. So that meant popping the windows out, which for us meant taping up, which means covering everything in this kind of plastic to protect it. And we worked with 3 guys mainly on this. So it was Guillaume, Pete and David. So they would come along and pop out the windows, and then we'd take them back to the workshop and they would mark them out on the new polycarbonate acrylic super bulletproof plasticky glass tinted thing that was then used to make the windows. So they'd mark them out, cut them out, we'd take them back, and then it was a case of priming the actual windowsills for them, lots of taping, and putting the windows in. So we didn't actually do anything really expensive, if that makes sense. We spent our times doing the little jobs to speed up the big job that needed to be done. So that was probably the funnest time. We did some other little things on the side whilst Kanaloa was going on. So we helped Pete build these massive shelving units where they're storing all of their wood now. So that was pretty good and freed up quite a lot of space actually in the workshop. We built a shelf which doesn't have a shelf, so at the moment it's just like a support beam wedged in between 2 parts of the workshop's actual structure. And we sweat a lot. What the heck did we do for 4 weeks? Kanaloa took us 5 days. But what else we did, I don't really know. We just kind of did stuff. We had every day was an opportunity to work 8 hours, but we didn't always manage that. We worked quite a few 5-6 hour days and a lot of 7-hour days. Other than that was pretty much it for the work front. The people that we worked with were all really nice. So there were 8 or 9 guys regular there. So the people that we worked with there were nice. I've already mentioned Pete, Guillaume and David. Them and this one local guy called Robbie. We probably spent most of our time with those 4 people. So anyway, that kind of wraps up the last 4 weeks in work. Hopefully you can understand now why we didn't feel the need to blog about it all that much. Because apart from the occasional little bit, and in particular Canaloa, which we did mention, or Mike mentioned, not all that much to say, really. So it's pretty much just our last week in St. Martin, and probably our last vlog for quite a while. We'll try and keep the vlogs up, seeing as we're right next to Central Park in New York for next week. We should be able to find an internet cafe, or hopefully the hostel that we're in will have internet. The other thing is, of course, hopefully when we get to the States and we get to New Zealand, where Twitter operates all the time, we should be able to do little micro updates from our phones. So we'll try and keep that up as well. If there's anything else you want to know about the blog, about Eunoia Studios, if you're viewing this on YouTube and you're completely confused, please head on over to blog.eunoiastudios.co.uk. The link will be in the sidebar or below me, depending on which medium you're watching this on. Ciao.